Hey guys, and welcome to your full body flow today. This is a 30-minute Pilates flow with the focus on our lower abs, our butt, and of course our core. We'll be doing the normal rep count today, so anywhere between 10 to 12 reps, and you'll be counting on your own. We're gonna get started with a down dog into Cobra. This is a really energizing position to get you warmed up for the routine ahead. Now you're going to exhale when you go into down dog, and you can paddle out your feet and walk the dog. This will loosen up your calves. When you're in down dog, it's all about a flat back, so having no tension in our shoulders, head, or neck, and our navel is into our spine. With this Cobra here, you can kind of twist side to side, so you get to stretch out those oblique muscles and your side hips. Up next, we're going to go into a child's pose and roll out our wrists. This is really important so they're all loose when we're doing our planks and our butt work. Give them a nice roll. And now we're going to go into cat and cow breathing. Inhale, drop the belly. You can roll out your shoulders as well. And exhale, scoop and round. Our stomach is going to go into our spine, it's going to feel like. And exhale, really squeeze. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, scoop and round. When you're exhaling and you're scooping, imagine your tailbone is being lifted. Exhale. Inhale. And one more of those. Exhale, scoop and round. Awesome work, child's pose. We're going to go up again into a down dog and prepare our right booty. So exhale, lift into a down dog. Right leg up, and we're going to crunch in. Scoop and round as you're crunching in, up, and scoop and round into the abs as you're crunching in, kind of like you're almost about to step through for a plank, but not quite. Exhale as you're crunching in that knee to your chest. We want our shoulders to be over our wrists or slightly above. Breathing, and left side now. Left side leg up, crunching in, exhaling. Again, up, and then knee to chest. This really will warm up our core, make sure that we have proper core engagement for all the movements ahead so you see best result. Awesome work, knee to chest. One more. Exhale as the knee goes in. Now we're going to do plank up hip dips. Just move your hips side to side without opening them, so your hips should be mainly square. As you can see on the screen here, as I'm dipping side to side, I'm slightly bending my elbows. This will help give your waist more mobility to get further down. Every time you're hip dipping, remember to have your core engaged. Exhale as you're in a plank with our abs tucked in to our spine. Awesome work. Just take a few deep breaths. I roll out my wrists here for a little bit. Catch your breath and slow it right down. Slowing down our breath, make sure that we're properly breathing for everything else. And you guys can go ahead and roll down to your mat now on your back. So you want to have our core in and scooped. Slow and controlled, roll out the shoulders. Shoulders down, away from your neck and your ears. Slow and controlled, roll down to your mat. You can readjust yourself and get ready for the breathing technique. So when we exhale, we're going to scoop in around our spine into the mat. Inhale, Have a bit of a neutral spine, so a slight gap underneath our back. Exhale, scoop and round into the mat. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, scoop and round into the mat. One more of those. Great job, guys. Exhale, lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Have your shoulders away from your neck and your head, and your gaze is going to be towards your knee. Your legs are not going to dip more than a 45-degree angle. And exhale every time you switch in our single leg stretch now. Exhale, core in. Everything is slow and controlled and very stable. This is a bit of a mixture between working out your abs, but also getting your hips a bit of a stretch because you're pulling in every single time. Now our arms are going to go behind our head. We're not going to intertwine our fingers. We're going to stack them and just do the same movements, but with your hands behind your head. Exhaling every time you switch those legs. You want to have your shoulders as wide as possible as well. Breathing into straight leg stretch now. Right hand on the ankle, left hand on your knee. This will really help with your form, is the hand placement. I do a slight pull in and switch legs. Every time you switch, exhale. Great job, guys. The breathing will help with that core engagement and making sure that you don't get any bloated abs look. Exhale every time you switch your legs. Have your toes pointed and think about lengthening. Now, our hands are going to go behind our head once again. Our shoulders are down, and we're going to do the same straight leg stretch movements with our arms behind our head. Breathing every time we switch, toes pointed, and making sure that our elbows are wide. Controlled breathing. Great job. And down. You're going to take a little bit of a breath here. Deep breaths to catch your breath. Doing this will really prepare you for the next set of workouts that we're going to do, so you're not ever having incorrect form. Lift up and exhale. Straight leg crunch pulse. Both of our hands are going to be to the right of our body. And we're just going to crunch. Every single time that we're exhaling, we're going to crunch, crunch, crunch. Just mini little micro movements will help target that 11-line abs look. Left side, same thing. Exhaling every single time you're crunching to the side. Toes pointed. The rest of your body should be steady as possible. Exhaling and head, neck, and shoulders down. Catching your breath one more time. And now we're going to be going into bridge marches. So our proper bridge form is triceps pushing into our mat, our chest down. Our shoulders are away from our ears, so we're not tensing. You should feel those triceps pushing into the mat and working every single time you lift up. And bridge marches. Each leg, left leg march in, down, right leg march in. As you're squeezing up, you're marching each leg into your chest. This is working your butt and your core at the same time. Squeezing those glutes, exhaling every time you lift. This is a fantastic lower abs move. Exhale. Great job. And you can check with your hands as well if your butt and your core is engaged. I often do this just to double check. You can use your hands to guide you. Now regular bridges, same form, but squeezing up as we get to the top and our core is in, belly tucked in. Exhaling every time you squeeze up. Remember that our chest and our triceps are pushing into the ground and we're not tensing our neck in any way. Exhale as you squeeze up, slow and controlled. No more than 12 reps here. We're moving on to single leg bridge on the right side. So our left leg is parallel or slightly up to our right leg. And we're going to squeeze the right glute. This should burn. Your left leg should not be over your hips. It should be parallel to your right leg or slightly above, like you can see here. As you're squeezing the right glute, drive through the heel and exhale. Keeping up with that controlled breathing. Keeping our triceps pushing into the mat. Now hold. I count my holds by doing deep breaths. Your core is engaged, it is in, and your glute, your right glute, is squeezing. Great job. Now moving on to the other leg. Right leg is up in the sky, not over our hips. We're squeezing our left glute and driving through the heels. Squeezing our left glute, exhaling as we lift. Everything is slow and controlled. It's about the quality of your burn, not the quantity. Great job, guys. Remember, our right leg is not over our hip, and now we're holding. Our core is in, and our glutes are squeezing, triceps into the mat. Slow and controlled breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through the mouth. I keep up with these really slow and controlled breaths. And down. Great job, guys. Just kind of shake out my heels a bit. And now we're going to have our feet wide so that our feet are on either sides of the mat. And we're kind of using our inner thighs to squeeze in. This is for our glutes and our inner thighs. Squeezing the inner thighs as you push them into each other. And as you come out, we're squeezing the outer glute. Same bridge form, slow and controlled breathing. I always check my glutes to make sure I'm getting maximum squeeze out of it. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Great job. And pulsing in this position. Micro pulses. We're not letting our butt drop all the way down to the floor. We're going kind of mid down, halfway down, and squeezing up pretty fast here. But again, we want the quality of the burn. Breathing every time you squeeze. I'm burning here, I'm not gonna lie. And you can hug your feet in and give yourself a nice little hug and rock side to side so you roll out your lower back a bit. Deep breaths. You are on your way to getting the booty of your dreams. Exhale, lift up. Our legs are at a 45-degree angle. Our hands are stacked over one another and behind our head. And we're doing little diamond shapes in. So our toes are pointed and together while our heels are allowing to separate. Exhaling as your legs crunch from 45 degrees to in. Exhaling every single time. This will really get your lower abs working as well as that 11 line. Great job. Breathing. And head down. And I have my hand on my belly and the other on my heart, watching my heart rate and allowing it to slow down. Slowing down during your workout is so important. And go ahead and roll up into a boat pose. So our knees are bent into our chest, our core is engaged while we're sitting kind of on our tailbone and balancing off our butts. We're tapping each leg down, toes are pointed. Just graze the toe with your mat and exhale every time they drop. We want to take any tension out of our legs, so our legs are nice and loose. We're thinking about our abs, using that mind to muscle connection. And down, rolling back down to your mat, exhaling. Deep breath in and exhale, roll back up. We're going to do those teasers a few more times. Thinking of our core, tapping our foot down to the mat, slow and controlled. Exhaling. The breath is super important here because we don't want to engage our quads or our hips. Awesome work, child's pose. Folding our hips and pushing them back into our heels, allowing our back to round out. And taking deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And we're going to get up on all fours here and prepare ourselves for the booty movement. I'm just rolling out my shoulders and getting my breath under control. Left side donkey kicks. Slow and controlled, our core is in, our hips are squared, and our weight is driving through the left hand. Kicking up with intention, knowing that you're going to get the results that you dream of. Now, pulses, tiny little micro muscles. My toes are pointed here. Slight tiny movement. Exhaling, keeping the core engaged and tucked in. Again, our hips are squared, and by doing that, we're driving all the weight through our left hand. Whatever leg is moving is the hand that is keeping you steady. And hold. No dropping the leg here, guys. Allowing the core to just be tight and in. Deep breaths. I'm shaking a bit here, but keep it going. And down. Moving on to fire hydrants. When we put our leg up at the top of the fire hydrant, that's when we're really working. So we're squeezing as we lift up and allowing ourselves to drop really fast. Squeeze as you lift up, exhale, and allowing that leg to drop fast. Really thinking about that side glute. Everything else is controlled and steady. And pulsing, fire hydrants pulse. I can kind of have my right arm slightly bent. It allows me to get the side glute a bit more. Micro muscles, our knee is not going down. It is going as high as we can and then pushing up even higher. And hold. I am burning. Hold it up. You got this. You are strong, and you have a strong core to keep you up and steady. And down. Child's pose. I'm leaning to my right side to stretch out my left side glute. Lean your hips to the left side while you stretch your arms to the right. And other side, leaning our hips to the right while putting our arms to the left. And doing cleansing breaths. Now, moving on to working our right side. We're working our right side, so all of the weight is driving through the right hand. Not the left hand, the right hand. This is how you keep perfect form. Donkey kicks, toe pointed, core in, and exhaling every time you squeeze up. I don't ever allow my leg to fully drop down. I'm kind of going from a halfway point and then squeezing up from there. I found this to be way more effective in building your dream booty. And pulses, great job, micro muscles, core in, breathing every time. You got this. Tiny little pulses, really works the micro muscles. Few more. And hold. Breathing to get through this. I'm laughing because I'm in a bit of pain. Squeezing with intention. None of this is without intention. Mind to muscle connection. And down. Awesome work. Fire hydrants next. Inhale, exhale, and get started. As you can see, I'm exploding at the top of that fire hydrant and squeezing, and my downs are very fast. We don't want to give ourselves too much of a break here. Everything's with intention, focusing on that side glute. And pulsing, micro pulses here, not letting our knee drop too much to the ground. You can allow yourself to bend in your elbows a bit. This will help get more control. Exhaling and hold. I know this is hard. This is my own series of 3 butt moves. Holding deep breaths, not opening our hips. Everything is squared and steady. And down. Child's pose. We're going to do those same side stretches. Our hips are leaning to one side and our arms are leaning to the other. This will work out that super burning side glute. You should be feeling it stretch through your side and through your hips. You can switch it up, go back and forth. Now we're going to go exhale into down dog and do our good mornings. Down dog, slow and controlled push up down to Cobra. So you're putting your chest down first and flowing up, pushing up by stretching out your abs and inhaling. And exhaling, down dog. Our stomach is concave and our back is flat. There's no tension. Slow and controlled, chest down, flow up into your Cobra. Inhaling, so you stretch out the abs. Exhale, down dog. And Cobra, chest down to mat, flow up, inhale to stretch out the abs. Child's pose, feet together, knees apart, and sink your hips down to your heels. We're taking deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Then we're gonna roll down slow and controlled here onto our backs again. Feeling the effects of our workout. Exhale, lift up. And we're going to do arm circles. Our arms are circling around each leg as they're switching. Exhale, circle your arms around your legs. Our head is not fully going down. We're going from neutral and then lifting. And our eyes are at the gaze of our knee. Exhaling, circling around each leg. This move is fantastic for the lower abs. A couple more. Exhaling as we circle our arms to our legs. One more. Awesome work. Head, neck, and shoulders down. And I'm just doing the same breathing as before. So inhale, gap between your mat and your back. And then exhale, pressing the back into the mat. I have one hand on my stomach while I'm doing this and the other on my heart. Inhale, back up off the mat. Exhale, scooping our back into the mat. A few more of those. Now we're going to get ready to roll up. Just rocking back and forth until we're rolling up to the top of our mat. We get ready to stretch out our body. Stretching is so important. It is how you will see result. Step your right leg in between your hands into a low lunge. If you can look up and back bend. This is a bit of a balancing act. Our hands are at the center of our chest and our knee is aligned with our ankle. You can go ahead and drop the back knee now. Our arm is over our leg and we're stretching out the right side. And stretching out the other side. You should be feeling this in your side oblique as well as your side glutes. Open lunge, exhale, lift up. Your gaze should follow your hand and look up to the ceiling. Your core is engaged. Everything else is supporting you and rolling out the wrists. Deep breaths. Now other side, left leg in a low lunge. Knee over ankle. If you can, gaze up, back bend. You should be feeling this now in your hips, hands at the center of the heart, knee down, and side stretching. Both of your feet and your core should be allowing you to stay balanced. If you're struggling with balance, I like to keep my gaze at one spot. Lift up and open up that chest. Roll out those wrists and look up at the ceiling. If there's any tension in your neck, then you don't have to look up. And into plank. Core in. Getting a last bit of a squeeze in. This is how I finish up, so I get a nice ab tighten. Deep breath, still in plank. And right leg in pigeon. All of our weight should be balanced between both hips. We're not leaning to one side or the other. Deep breaths. Shoulders are releasing themselves of their tension. Our leg that is behind us, the toe is pointed, and the leg that is above us, in front of us, the foot is flexed. You can start to exhale and begin to lean down. Now, a hip opener, opposite arm to opposite ankle, grabbing that and allowing our hips to open. Again, we want our weight equal on both sides. We are not leaning to one side or the other. That's how you'll get a really good stretch. Be proud of yourself for the workout that you did today, and know that all of the stretching and all of the moving that you're doing is to make yourself feel better. Other side. Left leg into pigeon. As you can see, the foot that's in front of me is flexed, and I'm using it to lean forward as I exhale. The weight is equal on both sides. We're not leaning. Exhale as you lean down. Feeling the effects of the workout in our booty, acknowledging that it's a bit tight. And hip opener, opposite arm to opposite ankle, and pulling in the heel into our butt. Deep breaths, exhaling into wherever the tension is being held and asking your body to release it. Now coming out of that stretch, we're rolling down to our mat. Our left leg is straight and our right leg is foot flex. We're grabbing the toe and we're going to try and pull our leg as close as we can into our face. Our foot is kind of being pulled into our face. The other leg is keeping you steady. Switching sides, left leg in and up, grabbing the toe and trying to pull it as close as we can to our face while everything else is steady. This is a bit hard. It kind of took me a while to get this flexible to be able to do this, so don't worry if you're not there yet. Left hand on your heart and right hand on your belly, taking deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Deep cleansing breaths. How do you want to feel every single day? Ask yourself, what emotions do you want to feel? Is it bliss? Is it clarity? Is it gratitude? Deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And ask your body, how do you feel? Acknowledging how you feel when the workout is done allows you to get results with intention. One last deep breath, inhaling and holding at the top for 5 seconds. Holding. And exhale through the mouth. Great job, guys. I'm so proud of you for finishing that workout today. That was a bit of a burner. As always, you can keep this as your full workout for the day, or you can click one of my workouts on the screen if you want to continue and stay on your mat. Thanks so much for moving with me. Bye.